The village of Erl is in western Austria, close to the German border. People generally come here with a purpose. To visit the Blaue Quelle restaurant, for example, especially on evenings when the outdoor grill is going. Owner Gabi Struth took over the establishment from her parents. She runs it with her husband, the head chef Alexander Struth. There's still some time before the dinner rush, so our host takes us behind the restaurant to see the blue spring it's named after.
The Blaue Quelle is the biggest source of drinking water in Tyrol. It has a constant flow rate of 700 liters per second and remains the same temperature, 7 degrees Celsius all year round. That's cold.
The music may be hearty, but the grill features culinary delicacies. Most people equate grilling food with roughing it. Here, it's elevated to a fine art. Anyone hankering for the giant prawns has to order ahead. They're delivered fresh the same day from Italy.
Most of our guests are regulars, certainly about 70 to 80% of them. We don't get many tourists, and naturally they don't want what we generally make. They go for something different.
For generations, the Blaue Quelle has been famous above all for its signature dish, fresh trout. Alexander Struth has continued this tradition. But for us, he's cooking something completely different. It's a typical Tyrolean dish.
I'm going to make Blutwurst. It's a very old traditional blood sausage dish. Gristel always means fried potatoes. And you can add what you want, if it's lamb or just vegetables for vegetarians. Then you can make vegetable gristel. We're using Blutwurst or blood sausage. In Eastern Austria, they'd call it Blunzengristel. Here we call it blood sausage Blunzen. Most people start their gristel by sautéing a few onions until they're brown. I don't do that. They get too brown by the time the potatoes are the way I want them.
Tyrolean cuisine is typically hearty farmer's food.
Now we put in a bit of Blutwurst. I'm just putting it on top, heating it up, and it softens a bit, making it easier to mix in. Underneath, the rest continues browning and producing the roast flavors that I want to keep in the dish.
Slow frying on low heat has to be done carefully, even for simple dishes.
Garlic, leeks, and parsley.
And it's not cheese being added here. A bit of grated horseradish is sprinkled on top before the Blutwurstgrüstel is served.
We simply try to use the whole range of really good ingredients that are locally available here. That way our guests know they're not just any old place in the world. They're right here.
Several times a week, Alexander Struth goes to the neighboring villages and buys directly from the producers. He tries to use local ingredients produced by people he knows and trusts. And he's frequently inspired by new products. Back at the restaurant, no matter how busy it gets, once a day, every day, Alexander Struth does himself a favor. He has some water from the spring.
Fantastic.
Water from the namesake of a delightful restaurant.